What's up, Women Warriors? You already know who it is. It's your host with the most, Symone Ranaye, and welcome back to All Things Women Podcast, where you know your girl, that'd be me, will forever and always give you the latest tips and scoops on all things woman, and that's on period. Women Warriors, welcome back. Okay. Welcome back. Okay. So, I'm excited for this episode. I feel like I'm always excited for my episodes. It's just because I'm really doing this thing, okay? I got my bestie here. Yes, my bestie, heard me right. I know y'all was thinking like, I thought Sierra was your bestie. I thought so too. I thought so too, but clearly, she's always my best friend. So we've been, friends for 13 plus years?
I would say so.
13 plus. So there's some history there. There's some love there. There's some timing there. But say what's up to my bestie, Kristin.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
We tried to do this
Thank you for
before.
having me.
You're absolutely welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. We
Thanks.
tried this before. It didn't really work out. So
It worked out.
it didn't work out. It flowed. It just wasn't really cute. It wasn't giving cute.
No, we weren't cute.
I mean, we were always cute, but in that moment, I just wanted to lay in her bed and just laugh. I don't know. As you can see, we have a different little background or whatever. Is it giving? It's giving rich bitch vibes, huh?
It is. Ain't nobody gotta know where we are.
Ain't nobody gotta know nothing, okay? So, y'all know how I like to start off my episodes. We about to get deep.
Real deep.
Real deep. So,
Real deep.
I picked out, a little bit of cards. And I think these are all deeper. No, we got some deep in there. Okay, so you're going to pick a card, any card. And we're going to go from there. Right there. Okay.
Right here.
She was on it. All right.
I knew. Which year of your life so far has been your favorite? Why? This year, definitely 2022, because God blessed me with my first child.
I'm
my
going to be
daughter.
an auntie again.
So definitely this year, it's been some hardships, but it's definitely a great one, and I'm excited to meet her. Period.
I would have to agree. I would say this year has definitely been my favorite year, just because it's literally been like a whirlwind of blessings, as well as I'm learning to be more content with my life. There's bees everywhere. They know their mom is here. What you do me?
But I do you, just not the real ones.
So yeah, I love this year. It hasn't been easy, but it's definitely been worth it. Okay, so yeah,
Definitely.
it's been so much fun. This episode is all about the importance of friendship. I feel like I wanted to talk about this because a lot of people feel like they're incapable of being friends with other women. We're just gonna talk about like how our friendship works, our history, how we vibe, like how do we know each other so well, and how to not get offended. One thing I can say is like when we were younger, we used to argue all the time.
All the time.
And I used to be like,
We were very immature.
very immature for sure, but it was also like two strong bulls. Like we were very bullheaded. Like I knew what I wanted.
Fire.
Yeah, I knew what I wanted. She knew what she wanted. So it was always like oil and water. We just didn't mix. Like we did, but we didn't.
At that time.
At the time, yeah. So it was a lot of I don't want to be your friend anymore, and then call me. Are we friends? We've experienced a lot together. I've witnessed her grow. She's witnessed me grow. She's a mom now. So I'm so happy to be a part of that, especially now that we're older and a lot more mature. Like we understand like shit gets real, but life is even more real. So you just gotta kind of keep it pushing at the end of the day. But yeah. Well, first, tell people about you. Who are you? Your career goals. Your likes.
I'm Kristin Edwards.
Okay.
Edwards. I'm 25. 25, you feel me?
Period.
Being a mommy, first time mommy. Goals. You said what else? Goals and what?
Yeah, just anything cute, simple, short, love, life. I don't know.
You know, I'm definitely learning a lot about myself this year. I can definitely say that.
You've grown.
I feel like I've
You've
grown.
grown
I
a
still
lot.
have a lot of growing to do, let me tell you. But I feel like I'm learning a lot about myself, and God is definitely testing me in ways and trying to see if I'm going to make the right decisions in places and areas that I need to. But yeah.
What about your career? What do you do for a living?
Well, as of right now, I'm a receptionist, but I am in school for phlebotomy, y'all. Medical field, you feel me?
She about to make the dough.
But I do, my real life goal that I want to do is to open my own eyebrow business. That's what I really, really want to do. Threading, laminating, what is it touching? Microblading. All of that. So y'all, stay tuned, okay?
Yes.
Stay tuned.
I am all for women owning their own businesses. I'm all for that type of support. Y'all probably already know her because she's always over my Instagram. Like, I post her while I'm doing her makeup. She was one of my models for my my very first photo shoot. So your girl, y'all gonna get.
She had me come on my show, y'all. I'm not really a camera person. I used to be.
Tell that to her phone. She got a whole bunch of pictures to be. But yeah, she's definitely growing a lot, and I'm just very happy to witness that. So just give a little background on our friendship. Like I said, we've been friends for 13 years, so since the 7th grade. I will never forget how we first met.
How could we ever?
I was getting ready to get into a fight my first day of school. I was in the 7th grade with this 8th grader, this little white girl. She used to think she was so tough. And I remember I pushed her because she was like talking shit. And, you know, I'm new to the school. It's literally like my first day in the city, my first, not like LA city, but like Lancaster City. And I remember I pushed her, like, get on my face. And she got back in my face and was like, bitch, don't push me. So I remember, I was just like, I'm not even about to waste my time with this girl. So I hear her, and she fights you. I got your back. I'm like, who is this little? I'm like, who is this girl? And we just hit it off.
From then on,
literally. And like I said, we used to have it used to be a lot of us, but her and I were always, and Kiana, we three were always like
together.
You could never find one without the other two. Like it was we had the same classes, we used to have the same lunches,
like basketball one year together.
Oh my god. We played basketball. I am not a hooper. She is not a hooper. Kiana was the hooper, but we we gonna do something.
We gonna explore.
I didn't even want to go home. Like I was like, I need to find something to do, so I ain't gotta go home. So we did basketball. I love basketball. Just don't ask me to play. I could run. I could guard you. I probably give you a bunch of
we could make a couple shots, you know?
I made one out of the whole season. I made one shot. I'll never forget it. My mama had it on camera. And I was walking off like, yep, I did that. And they made not damn one after. Yeah, we had really good times in the 7th grade. And our fights used to be so funny. Like,
I don't even remember what we used to
argue about. Me, I used to get an attitude like when I didn't get my way. Or if I just felt like you wasn't giving me the attention that I needed at that moment, I would get the most biggest attitude. And I would just have an attitude and I want to talk to you. And she, at the time, was the type of person that just didn't give a fuck. To be like, oh, well, shit, she gonna get over it. And I never really got over it. So then we used to just argue. And a lot of people were scared of you. Like, a lot of people in our friend group, not Kiana, but like the other people were scared of you. Like, they didn't want to.
I didn't have a filter.
You still don't.
Rude.
You still are.
I toned it down.
It's not rude. It's real.
Exactly. I'm real. I don't beat around the fucking bush. Like, sorry. I don't know.
Cuss.
Okay. I don't beat around the bush. I'm very blunt.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to learn when to turn it on and turn it off. That's it.
Yeah, I'm there. But I like it though. I think being blunt is very amazing.
I don't know no other way to be.
I think that's amazing. Like, if I'm getting on your nerves, say something. Like, Symone, you're doing too much. Like, she has this thing where if I'm saying something, she's like, you sound like your mom. And that is like, okay, you need to really, that's like how I take it is like, bitch, calm down. Like, you're doing a lot. Because I don't want to sound like her. I don't want to do anything like her. I just don't. But that kind of...
It's okay.
It's like a mirror. Is it? No, it's not. Because she be talking to people crazy.
Okay.
My mama is
I wasn't
rude.
saying, like, I don't say that you sound like her when you talk crazy. I'm just saying, like, certain little words or little things.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know. No, I need you to say that because sometimes I know I can come off like her. And my mom's not like a terrible person. I'm not gonna say that. My mom has a way with her words where she's rude.
She's funny.
She's rude, and so sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, I need to watch what I say."
Or just stop talking, huh?
No, I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just not gonna say anything. How would you describe our friendship? All the way around.
Very real and very I don't want to say like giggly, like goofy in that sense. Like we know how to play around with each other, but we know how to be like serious when we need each other to be.
Yeah, we're goofy.
Okay, there you go.
We're really goofy.
Yeah,
mostly you, because you laugh at anything. But there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's fine. It's me. Oh yeah.
She has this thing. If she wants to make me laugh, all she has to do is dance. Because she has this thing where she be like, oh. That shit will forever be funny. Can you dance? I don't think I've ever seen you dance.
I can dance. Not with this pregnant belly, but I can dance. Especially when I reggae music. Come on, don't play with me, okay?
I don't think I've ever really seen you dance. It's always like
we had a few party at the house when we were friends at the time.
Oh yeah, we weren't friends for like a year.
Yeah, I was longer.
It was a year.
Symone, no, it wasn't.
It wasn't a year.
No,
I believe it was a year.
Symone, it was longer than that.
It was 365 days, 2 hours, 24 minutes,
no,
and
I think it was
10
like
seconds
two,
counting.
to be honest.
2 years? I don't think so.
Yeah, because I was with Randy majority of our relationship, and we weren't friends majority of our relationship. We were friends the first year, and I think 2 years out of it we weren't. Me and him been together for 4.
Okay. 2 years. I had a lot of growing to do.
Me too.
I think at that time for me it just was about balance. If you're gonna be friends with somebody, you have to have balance on all parts. Balance including relationships, because she's in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. So a lot of times, I'm not editing that out.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. So yeah. A lot of times we are so wrapped up in just being booed up that sometimes we forget that we have good girlfriends. I was in there, she was in there, but I think in that moment I was kind of already out of that phase of being booed up. I wanted to get out with my good girlfriends, and she wasn't there.
I was still learning how to do that.
And so I just felt like it wasn't, there was no balance. So I had to make a decision like, do I want to continue being friends with somebody that isn't where I'm at as far as balance? Do I just cut ties? And I decided to cut ties. And then I thought, she came to me in a dream, swear. And I remember I seen all of her sisters, I seen her mom, her dad, we were all at dinner, right? I'm walking to the bathroom, and one of her older sisters, Nicole, was coming, like, going towards the bathroom as I'm leaving the bathroom. She just like, oh, Symone, Kristin's over there. Like, that's the first thing she said. Oh, Symone, Kristin's over there. And I'm like, okay. And
fuck that bitch.
no, only a little bit. I was like, okay. So then I remember her other sister Stephanie came, and she's like, oh, Kristin's over there. That's the first thing all her sisters kept saying. Kristin's over there.
That's
and like
right.
Pointing. And I'm just like, okay. Like, oh yeah, she told me. And so as I'm trying to leave, I see her, and she like, we like just look at each other like this, and then I woke up. And that was my way. I feel like that was God's way of telling me, like, you need to reach out.
You never told me this dream. You told me you had a dream, but you never told me actually what happened in the dream.
I thought I did.
No.
Oh, well, hey, first time for everything. Yeah, that's what happened. And I woke up, and I texted you that day. It was a little awkward, because she was reaching out, and I wasn't really there. Like, within those 2 years that we weren't friends, I was going through a lot with my in-laws, and I knew I wasn't going to be a good friend. I was not going to be a good friend. I knew that. Like, I was on fight or flight mode, and I didn't tunnel vision. How am I going to get out of this situation? I ain't got time for distractions. I don't have time to try to rekindle a friendship. I need to be, if I'm gonna rekindle a friendship, I need to be in the best space possible. Like, so them 2 years, I was fight or flight. How would you say, like, you changed with balancing your friendships?
Once I knew I had the security that I needed, like, within myself and my relationship, and, like, finding me, like, finding who I was. That's what that, because your friends are who you are, you know, like, you attract who you are, you know. So once I found me and starting to want to have, like, me again, Kristin again, that's when I learned, like, okay, you know.
I get that. I think for me, I just wanted to be missed within my relationship. I feel like when you're so crowded with your partner and you live with them, you see them every day, you eat dinner with them, you sleep with them every day, every night, whatever, you don't give them time to miss you, and you don't have time to miss them. So I feel like it's very important to have friends to kind of take you away from your current reality. I'm really big on girl
if that
trips.
person loves you, they'll be there. So
exactly. And a lot of times men can't handle that because they think, like, where are you going? Why, like, who are you gonna go with? What's happening? It's like a culture shock. I try to get my husband to do, like, double dates. He ain't really fucking with it. So then just be me.
yeah, I'm not really into that double dates either.
I think double dates are so cute. You can take pictures. Yeah. I mean, you can take pictures with your man.
I feel like my friend is my friend.
Super
his
possessive.
friend is his friend. No, I just don't feel like
mixing the two.
Maybe for, like, a party, yeah, something like that. You know, we're all getting together, but I don't feel like friends need to be mixed with friends, because then shit could get messy. Not saying that it would have between us. It just, you know what I mean, like.
Well, our men kind of had a little
incident, yeah.
I'm just happy we're in a good place. I'm happy that I get to experience her being pregnant, and I get to, like, I haven't seen her baby move yet, because every time I've never seen her stomach.
You did my makeup the other day. You saw it.
No, I didn't. You told me, but she stopped. I've never seen her move.
Okay.
I'm other than that, because, you know, Zayna don't, you know, I don't know if it's all babies when they're in the womb, they start moving, and when you put the flash on them, they stop. Or when you be like, hey, look at my baby, they just stop. So every time,
to me all the time.
Every time she be like, Zayna, you're moving, I'll be like, I'm trying to do, like, a little slide, like, let me see if I can see a footprint or something. But I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy you're here with me.
I know. It feels like, even though we weren't friends for 2 years, it honestly feels like...
It didn't feel like we weren't friends at all.
We just really... Wait, huh?
It didn't feel like we weren't friends.
Oh. Kind of threw me off a little bit.
What did you think I said?
Blonde moment. I thought you were saying... I thought you were... But it didn't feel like we weren't friends. That's when we joked.
Yeah.
So easily together.
When was the first time we hung out? When we went to sushi or no?
No, the first time we hung out was when you came to my house. And we just chilled and talked. Like, we just kind of caught up.
Oh yeah.
They say it's real.
It's real.
I'll be on the phone with her sometimes, and she's like, wait, what did I say? Wait, no, you were talking. Like, no, I wasn't. I wasn't saying...
It happens a lot, yeah.
I wasn't saying anything. How do you feel about us being friends, but I have, like, my own friends, and you have your own friends? Because I feel like
I think that's good.
A lot of women are very, like, territorial, and they don't want their best friends to have other best friends and other...
Well, that's
like,
because, well, in my opinion, I feel like, okay, I'm just going to use an example. Let's say you're territorial of me because I have other friends. That's because I'm not doing my job to you to make you feel like you have a spot. You get me?
Yeah. You're not making me feel secure.
Yeah, I feel like that a friendship is a relationship to a certain extent. I'm sorry.
We're just not fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of y'all probably do, and that's nasty. But that's
neither here or there.
Go ahead and do your thing. But I just know over here, it's strictly platonic.
Yeah, and I feel like communication does play a big role in that.
Communication does play that, and I can say too, like, the reason I am very big on like being accountable for my actions. I was terrible at communicating within our friendship, especially in the beginning stages, because I just didn't care to. I feel like you should have already known. And you know what's crazy? I think another reason why too, like, we were always so like, because we're both Pisces. We're both Pisces, so emotions be running high, but we're very in tune with our emotions. Like, we know why we feel the way we feel. I just know for me, I just had a hard time expressing that.
Same, I do too. When it comes to certain people,
I'd be like, "You don't know why I feel like this?" They're like, "No." Well, think about it. You tell me why I feel the way that I feel. They're like, "That's not. How is that possible?" Like, well, shit. You tell me everything else, so you can't tell me. Yeah, you can probably only imagine how my arguments are with my husband. I'd be saying some off the wall shit sometimes. I'd be like, "You don't know how I feel, so you gonna sit here and tell me you don't know why I'm mad?" Even though I feel like he know why I'm mad. I feel like they always know. They just try to act like they don't.
they do.
That's because they cause it. Yep.
Preach. But you know, they're not gonna say that.
Do you think it's important to create boundaries in a friendship? Or do you think, like, it's no limit?
No, I think boundaries have to be made, because I don't feel like you should be able to do whatever you want to me, and then
Yeah.
I think boundaries should definitely. I think boundaries should be placed in every relationship: mother, father, sister, boyfriend, husband. You know.
I agree. I feel like when you don't have boundaries, you're giving someone permission to
Fuck you over.
use you. In layman's terms, fuck you over. Work on not allowing people to inconvenience your time. I'm working on that right now. I feel like so many times I've allowed people to inconvenience me because I didn't want to disappoint them. And I kind of covered this when I did my episode on how to handle disappointment. I've allowed people to get away with certain things because I did not want them to be mad at me, when in reality I had every right to feel some way towards them. And I feel like that is really heavy, not only in our relationships but also within our friendships. Like, there's a lot of things that I've allowed her to do that I didn't really correct in the beginning, and vice versa, because speaking for myself, I didn't want her mad at me. I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna take the punches. Like, if we were supposed to hang out and she couldn't make it but didn't really communicate that, I would still be like, all right, it's fine, things happen, without saying like, no, like, what happened?
Yeah.
You know. And I just feel like it gets hard. Like she said, relationships and friendships are like relationships, which are also like full-time jobs, because you have to learn a person. And not even to bring her up, but to kind of give a little bit of insight, like, my friendship with Sierra was based upon negativity. Like, that's what allowed us to even form any type of ship, because it wasn't steering from a positive place. We were both going through something that was work related, that was, stressing us out. So we had to latch on to each other, because it's like, okay, I got your back, you got my back. I'm not crazy, you're not crazy. We're both experiencing the same thing. But eventually, I got into my mind that I didn't want that to be the only real reason we were friends. And she wasn't able to give me the friendship that I was giving her. And that's something, and I was, don't get me wrong, I was a little upset about it. But I had to realize that some people just don't believe they're capable of receiving good things, especially when they're surrounded by a bunch of bad things.
I don't feel like that was her case. I just feel like she didn't want to do it.
That too. She definitely didn't want to put in the work, but I also believe that she just couldn't handle what I was giving her. I come with a lot. I do. And I'm not even saying like on an emotional standpoint. And she was also a Pisces. That's crazy. Like, that's the conversation. But I come with a lot. I come with a lot of good, and I come with a lot of bad. I have my days where my emotions are like this. I don't really communicate them as easily as I should be able to, but I also come with a lot of advice, and a lot of my advice is not going to just be like, oh, well, darling, like, it's real shit.
Yeah.
I'm blunt, I'm direct, and some people can't handle that. She can, and that's another thing too. You need to be friends with people
that you could just tell them about themselves,
and they're not going to get offended. She has called me out on my shit since we've been 12 years old, and not once have I ever got offended. Have you ever gotten offended? We've never gotten offended with each other because we know it's not coming from like a hating place. I've never thought like, oh, she's hating on me. I've never believed that she was jealous of me. I've never believed that she was trying to like use me or like plot on me. I've never felt that. It's been a lot of bitches though that's been in my life that I felt was trying to plot and use, and they've shown their hand several times, but this one right here, like, yeah, never.
I'm real.
She's a real one, for sure. For sure. And it was crazy too because when we weren't friends, everybody was like Team Kristin all of a sudden. Let me not say all of a sudden.
Because they knew.
Let me not say all of a sudden.
Because they knew.
But it was always like, have you talked to Kristin? Well, Kristin said, and I'm like, I'm mad at her right now. Why are y'all telling me anything about Kristin?
Because they knew.
Like, Eric, for sure, you should hit up Kristin.
He's not Team Kristin now.
He is.
He said you act.
Okay, he said I act different when I'm on the phone. We're not even going to get into that. Okay, because if I was to insert a clip on how he be acting when he on the phone, y'all going to be like, Eric, shut up. But, no, he's definitely Team Kristin. Always has been.
I appreciate that. I'm Team Eric and Symone. You know, I love y'all.
Woot, woot. One thing that I really, really want to ask you, because everybody wants to know, like, us growing up, we've all dated guys. And we've experienced, like, I've witnessed certain relationships, you've witnessed certain relationships, no matter how young, no matter how old. How would you say that affected our friendship? Or did it not? By watching me talk to other guys, or
What do you mean affected our relationship?
like, how did that like affect our relationship? Like, do you feel like it helped our relationship because we had something in common, because we were both maybe talking to a nigga at the same time, so you had your nigga, I had my nigga? Or if you was single and I was in a relationship, or if I was single and you was in a relationship?
I never feel like that had a... The only problem that I feel like it was is I didn't know how to balance.
As an adult.
You're talking about younger.
I'm saying, oh,
No. Okay, yeah, I'm talking about like as an adult, I didn't know how to balance. But I don't feel like... Because I helped you do stuff that you wasn't supposed to do. So.
talk about it. What was we doing?
Said that?
I don't think so.
Someone just, I swear we have. We did things we weren't supposed to do as kids.
Y'all.
What about you? How do you feel?
Okay, so I feel like the only real guy that you ever really like really seen me like grow would be like Eric, for sure, because I met him at 17, but even younger to that would be Robert. And then of course I had like my little crushes here and there, because now them, I don't even know what I was thinking, because now them niggas is hurt, like bruised, scarred. But for me, I would say, so growing up, she always had niggas. We're just gonna put that out there. We're not even gonna act like she ever had to really try. Okay, we gonna talk your shit. I'm gonna talk your shit for a minute. Let me tell you something. When I say, like, we would just be chilling, and some random would always be like, "What's up?" Didn't matter, and I'm sitting there like, "Who, me?" And, no, let me stop playing. No, but for real, Kristin has always been the type to pull. Didn't matter what she had to do, and she didn't even have to try. Like, it was never on no attention type, you know, like tuck the hair behind your ear, and niggas is drooling. So I experienced, I wouldn't say it was a lot of guys, at least nothing serious. I probably only seen her with maybe 3 guys.
Wait, what are we talking
4 guys, maybe serious, that I've ever really seen me with. Maybe like 4 people that I've actually seen her take serious. You know what I'm saying? The other ones, I'm sorry, you're not on that list. But I say all that to say, like, how did that make me feel? Growing up, I would just be like, damn, like, when is it my turn? I don't feel like
you know what? And being older now, I wish I would have waited like you. Being older now, I wish I did.
I didn't care about waiting now. I was too scared. I was too scared to even allow.
And that's
a
my
guy.
thing. I wish I was scared. I
See,
was
you
too
had older,
ballsy.
but also you had older sisters that you saw.
I did.
So it was like they
weren't good examples.
But you can't say they wasn't teaching you nothing at that time frame. Being a little girl, like, okay, I mean, I had play brothers that would teach me like about these niggas or whatever, but I wish I had an older sister to be like, hey, this is how you maneuver, because I probably would have turned out a little bit different.
To be honest, I did a lot of that shit by myself though, like a little bit with Nicole, but that was it. I did I did everything by myself. I didn't.
Okay, we'll tell the tale.
Because I didn't. They were the type to snitch, so I didn't want like.
So they'll get you caught up and then snitch.
Yes.
Y'all ain't nothing. Y'all ain't shit. How y'all gonna do her like that?
Yes. So I've always maneuvered and I did things by myself, if not with a friend or
Okay. But she's a changed woman. We're talking about like kid wise, but I think like for me, like, cause in my household I was never called pretty. I was never called cute. I wasn't even given the common courtesy to be like, girl, you look okay. It was just like, oh, Simone's here. Like, I'm just there. So when I would be friends with her, she's
beautiful.
Bomb as fuck. You can't tell me nothing now. But back then, you could have told me something. But I'm hanging out with this really pretty girl, curly hair, light skin, ass on 10. Like, all these niggas is knocking at her door. She gets to pick and choose, And I'm going to be honest. Like, growing up, I thought that that's what you needed to have or to look like or to be, to just get somebody to just look your way. You get what I'm saying? And so, I don't know what switched, but as I got older, I just realized, like, you look fine. Like, you're good. Like, you're bomb as fuck. Makeup or no makeup. You look good as fuck. Like, and I had to believe that. And when I started believing it, then I started really, like, showing confidence to where I can place it now onto other young girls or women.
That should have been your mom doing that for you when you were young. Sorry.
You're right. It should have been. But I can't place that on her because she didn't have that.
Okay.
So you can't. You know what I'm saying? That's probably, you could say that's real. My dad should have been there to teach me that too. My dad didn't teach me about how men should treat women. I just watched him and knew that I wanted to be with somebody that was a complete opposite. Did I really get that though? I don't think so. No, on some real shit though. I literally married a man like my father. And don't get me wrong, my dad is a great person, but my dad had to grow up. And I think my husband is an amazing man. He just has room to grow. We all need room to grow.
I think everybody does. Sorry.
But, why are you sorry?
I don't draw my eyes like this.
I feel like I missed out a lot on high school. I felt like, I don't know. I just felt like we just weren't connecting. Like, we just weren't there. But, I'm happy that we
were trying to find ourselves.
Definitely.
And to some people, they say I don't know who I am. So
people have said that about me too. Like, oh, you're bitter, you're angry. Like, how do you think this podcast is gonna help people? And why are you doing this? Like, yes, like people have said a lot, and I'd be like, well, good. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like I know myself.
I definitely know myself, and if I don't know myself, you can't tell me who I should be. That's a hater. That is a hater. If somebody tries to tell you who you should be or try to convince you to be somebody other than who you are showing that you really are, they're a hater. Period, point blank. Man or female, relationship or not, you're a hater. You're welcome. But I say that to say, like, I've watched her grow in relationships. That's kind of the moral point of what I'm making. I've watched her grow. I've been there for the tears. We've both been there to console each other, when we're in our emotional state. I don't baby her when she's going through her emotions. She doesn't baby me. It's like, I make sure I say my first sentence before I'm ready to give it to her ass. I'm saying this because I love you. And then I'm going to give it to you. A lot of times, too, you have to be very direct with the person that you're friends with. You need to figure out, okay, what kind of friend do you expect out of me? Are you looking for somebody that should just give you money, to give you advice, to listen? What kind of friend do you want from me? What do you need me to be? So that way I know if I can give you that.
Right.
And you have to be very direct. I'm going to challenge you guys. Meet somebody today. Go out and just smile. Just say hi to somebody. Yeah, just say hi to somebody. If they don't say hi to you back, then fuck them. If they do say hi to you back,
get their number.
Right. Shoot out a compliment. I love compliment. Like, even though I don't like people and I don't like females, I like to compliment people. Like, hey, I really like your hair today. And they have the biggest smile. I don't lie, though. That's one thing I would not do, is lie. If I don't like it, I ain't saying it. Real shit. So, I think if you give out people compliments, if you give out compliments to people, they're easier. You never know what a person's going through. I'm big on that. That's like part of my healing journey. Like, you don't know what a person's going through. But give out a compliment. You never know what you could be doing for somebody. You could have saved them from killing themselves. They probably was in a grocery store, like, down the medicine aisle thinking about how many pills they should take to kill themselves. And you simply just saying, hey, I love your energy. It's so vibrant. You're such a beautiful being. Could have just saved their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really know what a person's going through. So for bitches to be so hateful and evil, especially on social media, it's very ugly. It's very ugly.
And you see it a lot on social media.
Very much so. I've had my fair share of, like, being bullied. And they ain't never tried it again. Because I will read you your rights in a nice, respectful way. But bitch, don't try me.
I don't know how to be respectful in that way. I just say what is on my mind.
And then you put hashtag respectfully.
Let's do another card thing.
I want to do another one? Okay. We could do it the other day.
You pick one now. Oh, you already know what they all say?
I don't. She wants me to pick one. We're doing something new. Okay. What are your parents' or family's opinions about having kids? So because I don't really care about their opinions, I wouldn't really know per se what their opinions are, but I feel like they want us to have kids, but I just feel like it's not really up to them. But at the same time too, I don't really know if I want everybody to be attached to my children.
I feel you.
Because
there's a lot of negative and toxic energy.
Yes.
And you don't...
On both sides.
Yes. A kid is so pure. You don't want that to be rubbed off on them. They pick up on a lot. You wouldn't know, like, how much they pick up on, but they pick up on a lot.
Oh, I believe it. I was a sponge as a kid. But I was a little bit more, like, smart. So I knew how to decipher what to say and what not to say. But I just don't... I'm going to put it this way. If you don't like me, or if you don't like Eric, what makes you think that my child is going to be around you? Let alone, what makes you think that I'm going to trust in you to treat my child with respect and love if you can't even love his or her mother or father?
Right. That part.
It kind of doesn't really work for me.
Say it louder.
What makes... No, I'm just kidding. No, pretty much, I probably won't allow... I mean, I don't want to say I'm not going to have my kids have a relationship with their family. It's just going to be very minimal. Very minimal.
I agree. I'm already feeling like that she's not even here. I'm already feeling like I need to cut motherfuckers off, but she's not even here.
Cut them off. Make changes. I believe as a parent, you most definitely want to make changes. You most definitely want to try to... Don't try to be perfect for your kids. Just give them the best version of who you are. And don't be afraid to explain why. A lot of times we try to shy away from why, and our kids grow up thinking that we kept them hidden from certain things.
What, as far as what though?
Like explanation. Explain to your kids why you didn't allow them to go out this time, or explain to your kids why they're not allowed to have certain things.
What about if it's something you
explain that to them. And the more, I don't care if they're 7 years old, figure it out in terms of, instead of like just saying no because I said so. Listen, honey, you can't have any more candy after this time because you're gonna get a tummy ache. Or you can't, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be watching this because it's explaining something that you shouldn't be learning about at this time. I feel like if I would have been given that opportunity to be given explanations, I would have a more understanding of who my mom and my dad were, instead of just being sheltered. No, you can't go here. No, you can't hang out with this person. No, you shouldn't be talking to this boy. No, you can't have your phone past a certain time. Like, what? Like, it was...
Yeah, I feel you, because I was very sheltered in my household too, I would say. And they didn't not saying that they weren't good parents, because they raised me to be the woman that I am today.
Right.
And I think I'm a damn good ass woman, let me just tell you that.
Period. Likewise.
I feel like the door wasn't open much, and I don't want to be that to her. I want her to be able to come to me and be like, I'm sorry, we're girls, we're gonna like boys, it's gonna happen, it's bound to happen. But I want her to be able to come to me and tell me those things without her feeling like, oh, I'm going to get in trouble. Or even with the littlest things as far as school. I didn't feel like I was able to be open with my parents if I was having a hard time in school. Because I would get in trouble. Why are you having a hard time? I'm not going to get things off that.
Exactly. Especially when you ask them for help and they're telling you, well, that's what your teacher's for. Like, shit, you didn't get the math problem either, so...
And you're older than me.
And then their favorite thing, I felt that. Then their favorite thing to be like is, our math was different back then than it is today. Well, bitch, it got letters.
Don't get us wrong, y'all. We're not bashing our parents.
Who not? No, I'm just kidding. We're not.
We're not bashing our parents. We're just, it's okay to want to be different from them. That's why we learn from them. So, we learn from their mistakes so we can be better.
I agree with that. I just know that with my kids, I want my kids to be the why. They need to know why. Like, and I feel like that's how Eric is. He's very logical in certain things. And I want my kids to think that way. Ask me why. Challenge me. Because there's some people, and what I hate, especially like in a black household, when we try to ask questions like why, it's being looked upon as if we're challenging our authority. We're being disrespectful. No, I just want to know why, because what you're saying doesn't make sense. I need to understand
kids
why.
Are curious.
And that's where I think people get it confused. I think curiosity is important. It's a good thing. You're not just believing anything.
They shouldn't want your kid to be scared. I don't want my kids to be scared to go after what they really want to go after.
Yeah, and I feel like my mom placed a lot of fear in me, which is why it took me longer to do a lot of simple shit, like get my tattoo or get
or it was their
a piercing.
It was their way or the highway.
Right, and stop trying to throw your kids out because they turn 18.
Stupid.
And then turn around and ask them for shit when they're out of your house. You might as well have just let me stay with you if you were gonna stay, if you knew you still needed help.
I'm blessed on that end because my parents don't do that to me. They help me in that aspect.
Yeah.
But as far as like growing how I should have grown, the information that I should have gotten as far as credit goes,
I had that.
I didn't have that.
I had that.
I didn't.
And I hated it. But I'm appreciative of it now.
I didn't have that information. They used to tell me there's a time for everything. You don't need to worry about that. They used to tell me that all the time. Or my auntie offered me to go live with her in LA to go to school out there. Mind you, it's important what environment you're in to be successful. I believe that. Truly, I believe that. Like, it matters where you are, where you're going to be successful. And I didn't ever feel like I could reach my full potential in Lancaster. Like I had no choice. Now I have no choice, But I didn't feel like I could reach my full potential in that environment. So they shut me down when she asked me if I wanted to go live with her, like go to school out there. Oh, it's the same thing, but it's really not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
So I want my kids to be able to take opportunities and for me to be okay with letting go to do so they can do so.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm also going to be really big on college. If you don't want to go, don't go.
Yep.
It's not
the end of the world. As long as you're doing something productive and you're getting something done and you're successful at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter.
Period, point blank. I couldn't have said it any better. Period, point blank. And I feel like that's another thing too. We have been conditioned to believing that you need to go to college in order to be something in life. No, you don't. Because at the end of the day, what people don't tell you about college is that unless you know somebody, unless your parents are paying your tuition, paying for your apartment or your dorm, paying for your car, your bills, your books, your fees, and giving you extra money on the side to pocket for food, whatever, baby, you're not gonna have the full college experience because you're gonna fucking be working in college to pay for your books, to pay for your classes, and you're gonna be drowning. You're gonna be feeling like, okay, I can't do this, and 10 out of 10 chance, it's gonna be hard for you to find a job once you get your degree. And you're gonna be paying thousands of dollars back, tens of thousands of dollars back, depending on how long of the semester or however long you're there of being in college. I did not have the best college experience. I dropped out of college 3 times, and the only reason why I finished is because I made a promise to my grandmother that I would finish before she passed. And so because I'm that girl, I'm a woman of my word. I did what I wanted. I did what I needed to do. But if it was up to me, I would have never finished school, and I would have been happy about it. Like, I'm in debt. Okay, let's not act like, you know, when you get out of college, no. They're in deferment, if that's the word. They're deferred, which means like on my credit, it's acting as if it's in good standing. He extended you. Let's just say they're not forgiven right now. But I'm in debt, and I feel like if you. And I didn't have that experience of college. I didn't get to go to parties. I was working, and I made sure I knew for day one, I was not living in the dorms. I was not living in a closet. I needed my space, and I wanted to be with my man, so we made that decision to live together. And, you know, we had our moments, but we did what we needed to do. But the point that I'm making is we need to stop forcing college on to our kids because they grow up thinking one way until they're really in there. And it's so crazy.
There's so many ways of doing things. It's ridiculous.
It's so crazy how my parents pushed college on me but didn't do shit for me while I was in college. Did absolutely nothing. When I say absolutely nothing, did absolutely nothing but push college down my throat. Y'all got me fucked up. And I'm gonna leave it there. That's crazy. When I think about it, that is crazy. It's almost like training someone for the marathon, or no, I take that back. Training someone to go to the army or something, and you're conditioning them, and you're making them practice, and you're making them learn how to hold different firearms or whatever, and you're training them until it's time for war, and they're looking at you like you're ready, and you're nowhere to be found. Not even a congratulations, nigga, you made it. More so like, oh, okay, it is what it is, until you actually win that war or the day that you graduate, and now everybody looking for a shout out. Now everybody wants credit. Now everybody wants to be, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They're looking for recognition to say, like, if it wasn't for them, you would have never gotten here. But they don't know what it really took to make it through. No, not even to get there, but to make it through. They got me to the door, but it was up to me to cross that bitch. I could have easily stepped out. Y'all really got me fucked up. That's crazy. But is there anything that you want to tell our audience? You know, words of encouragement, things that motivate you.
Just be you. Don't change for nobody. Make you happy, because I'm learning that. And if you got a kid, make you and your kid happy, okay? Make sure you and your kid is right.
Period.
Even if you got a man and your man is doing what he's supposed to. Okay? I was like, I lost my phone.
I can't say it. But honestly, I agree with that. And also have a support system. Like I said, I'm challenging you to go out today or whenever you're listening to this or watching this and go meet someone new. Pay a compliment. Go buy somebody some Starbucks, okay? Mm-hmm. Give them something that you don't even need anymore. I don't care if it's a scarf, a piece of clothing. Make sure you wash it. Don't be dirty and give nobody no dirty shit, okay? Because I feel like that's what they be doing when they take their shit to Goodwill. It be dirty, okay? And then y'all be trying to charge. That's not the point. Give somebody something, whether it's a piece of advice. Don't be yelling on my podcast like I'm boring you, because that's rude.
That is definitely not why. I'm pregnant as fuck, okay?
No, but be kind to somebody. I'm going to challenge myself to, when I see someone new, I'm going to ask if I can pray for them.
Okay.
I feel like we need a lot more prayer.
Some people get offended about that, though.
Okay, well, then they're going to take it up with God. Okay, because God has been placing on my heart to walk up to people and ask to pray, and I'll be ignoring him, and that's that. But I love you guys. That's pretty much it for this episode. We munching on our ice because it's. Can I get the ending first? We're munching on our ice because it's, you know, a little red and a little hot, and we're about to go swimming. I'm down. So love you guys. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram and All Things Women Podcast. I'll be dropping all of her info in the description box below, so make sure y'all check out her page. You know, I'm trying to get her into this whole social media world so we can see baby Zayna, but I might just have to do it myself. So make sure y'all follow me on my channel and have fun. Make sure you guys shop Journey Beauty. Okay, what else? Every Monday, Motivational Mondays, Women Warrior Wednesdays, and if you already know, your best host with the most, me, will be dropping these episodes every Friday. Yes, every Friday at 1 p.m. So we love you and
stay safe, y'all.
Peace out. Wear your mask or not.